Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to another very exciting video. I just want to talk about the 2020 Game of the Year nominations. The games are as follows: Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII, the remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and last but not least, The Last of Us Part 2. I'm just going to talk about each one of these games one by one, and in one case 2 by 2, and let you know my thoughts on this list. Let's start with Animal Crossing. This was a game I had zero interest in. It actually launched on the same day as Doom. I went to the store to pick up my copy of Doom, and the man says to me, finally, a normal person. He said to me that everybody had been picking up Animal Crossing. And I was like, oh my goodness. Mate, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I don't get it neither. So I was playing Doom, and I'm not that good at first-person shooters, but I was enjoying myself. And I logged onto the internet, and I couldn't help but notice that the entire internet was talking about Animal Crossing. I thought to myself, what is going on in this universe? It got to the third day of Animal Crossing's release where I just bit the bullet. I had to see what all the fuss was about. And all them hours later, wow, Animal Crossing was something I had zero to do with. Now I've come to acknowledge that it's legitimately Nintendo's biggest seller. Not Mario, not my beloved Pokemon, but Animal Crossing. I mean, at least now I can say I get it. I can see how Animal Crossing is so addictive. But in terms of that list, Animal Crossing outdid Doom at launch. It's not even close. If Doom manages to beat Animal Crossing, I'm just going to say it, there's something wrong with this universe. Now, Final Fantasy VII, the remake. I've never played a Final Fantasy game, ever, so I can't be too judgmental on this one game. However, I will say that I do not believe a remake has a right to be Game of the Year. Ghost of Tsushima. Damn! Now that was a video game. Even the Japanese loved it. I can't tell you guys how much I loved Ghost of Tsushima, and I have nothing but respect for the future of this potential franchise. According to my profile, I put 64 hours into it, and let me tell you, 64 hours well spent. I'm just going to say I think Ghost of Tsushima should win it, but in terms of impact, I don't think anything came close to Animal Crossing. Hades. This is a game I cannot believe that it made this list. This is a game with a lot of style. It's cool. I love its gameplay, but it's just too difficult. I die too many times. In fact, I haven't even beaten it. On that fact alone, I don't believe it should be on there. I don't believe something that was overly difficult should be Game of the Year. I'm an easy mode type of guy, so that's just me. I just don't like difficulty. The Last of Us Part 2. Now, this was a video game. It was good in terms of gameplay. However, that story was a real massive drag. One of my favorite producers producing media these days is Adi Shankar. And he says the point of art is to get a conversation going. And that's exactly what The Last of Us Part 2 did. We were all talking about it. The Last of Us Part 2 took a lot out of me. And it took a lot out of a lot of other people. People genuinely did not like this story arc. I thought it was powerful because it got emotions running. We saw Joel die. We wanted to get revenge. We were nearly there. And then they made us walk a mile in our enemy's shoes. And then we saw Ellie so hell-bent on revenge that she becomes the villain. This is not where I saw The Last of Us heading. They made us kill dogs. Dogs, people. Dogs. I didn't feel good about that. I don't think any of us saw this for the Last of Us franchise. It was a hard one. But it did elicit an emotional response. And in the end, that's what a good work of art does. It elicits an emotional response. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the shortlist of the 2020 Game of the Year awards. I honestly believe Animal Crossing left the biggest cultural impact on our planet this year. Even Elisha Wood was playing it. Ghost of Tsushima, I believe deserves to win it because I truly believe it was the best game of the year. And in my opinion, it was also the most satisfying to play from beginning to end. And The Last of Us, whilst people weren't happy with the direction this game took, you could not log onto the internet without seeing a video of someone losing it over the direction that The Last of Us Part 2 took. But there is one game that I believe should be on this list that isn't. And that game is Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. For me, this was the game that I had most fun with all year. I love any game that provides me with any arcadey sports goodness. And that's exactly what Captain Tsubasa did. It's a very underrated game of the year 2020. Check it out if you're into arcadey soccer games. Anyways, let me know what games you think should be on this list that aren't there. What do you think of this final list? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, that's it from me. See ya.